we might be engaged in these activities and then immediately we become agitated. As soon as we heard it, why Bhagavatam has to speak about it? Why Bhagavad Gita Lord has to speak about it? I have been given license. Why not? Everything is available for me. And then Prabhupada used to give example that, okay, everything is available. You can do anything. You can eat anything. Okay. Mouth is available. Why not you put food in your food, in your ears? Yeah, it is available. Doesn't mean can you? No. Only you have to put the food through the hand into the mouth, then it will go and digest, it will work. If you do any other way, it doesn't work. So that, okay, I can eat anything. Then why don't you eat your sister? Why don't you eat your mother? This is also Prabhupada said. Then everybody is shocked. All the devotees are there. Because he is not getting, the person is not getting. Prabhupada is clearly laying out. You are not, you have to supposed to eat what is mentioned in the Shastra. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjannad annasambhavam. Otherwise, consequences are there, whether you like it or not like it. You put your finger in the fire, it will burn. No, 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 I don't know. No, if you go to the high court, in the court, if you say that, no, 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 I don't know. So I've done this mistake, but I don't know. No, whether you know it or not know it, the punishment will be given. So that's why Shastra is very clearly laying out what will happen if you do these things. So that is the first word is very important. First line, asad bhi. We have to know what is truth, what is false. Sat, asat. So this is explained Bhagavad Gita almost read every chapter because this is the problem in the material world. Everybody is inclined to engage in fruitive activities, especially those which are going to cause great suffering. So, especially in this material world, attraction. Only one ashram only this is allowed. Engage in license. Brahmacharis are not supposed to engage. Sannyas are not supposed to engage. Vanaprastha are not supposed to engage. Only Grihasthas has been given license. Most of the time, for Grihasthas, this is stressed that deity worship is required. The chanting is required. Association of devotees is required. A holy place is required. All these limbs are required because we have license is being given. That means we have too much attachment to it. Then we have to detach. Sometimes you have to physically keep your distance. That's why when you enter into temple, this Mataji, Prabhuji is separated because that's the nature of this world. Attraction is there, whether you like it or not like it. That means Shastra is giving, Acharyas are establishing this process. We have to follow that protocol. If you don't follow it, it is going to, the consequences will be there, whether you like it or not like it. When you chant, you can't develop any taste to it because that attraction is there in the heart. So that's why if you follow the process of Acharya, then naturally this will go. We will be attached to the Supreme Lord, the Sat, and then naturally Asat will go away. But if you keep on doing the same practice over and over again, attachment to the Asat, not following what Acharya has given, what Shastra is telling again and again, then we enter into the same cycle. Evam pravartitam chakram nanu anuvartayati agayur indriyaramo mogam partha sajivati. This cycle will go on, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. So that is what is being told indirectly here. Yadi asad vi pati punah means again and again. Sishno dhara krityodamai. The straight line, nectar of instruction, first instruction, only this one is been given from tongue to belly to genitals. If you control top, then everything else can. If not, nothing can be controlled. The speech and that's it, that has to be used for positive ways, negative ways. Always negative things are given. In Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, most confidence in why Lord has to speak about all other things. You should have spoke only pure devotion service. But on the name of pure devotion, people can engage. You may not know everything is Lord only. Lord said, I am pervaded everywhere. Everything is the Lord's only. Then I can eat anything, I can drink anything, I can enjoy in any ways. So that's the Lord is clearly distinguishing what is exactly pure devotion or what is it not. Who are the worshippers of me? Who is not worshippers of me? Even in the most confidential subject matter also, this has to be laid out. What is negative? What it is not. So Prabhupada also more emphasis given what it is not. Because the Prabhupada instructed something and then we see, yeah, I am following Prabhupada. But what you are doing, but it's not exactly aligned with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said something else, we added something else and we are doing something. So that these things, negative things, what it is not also has to be understood clearly. Sometimes that's why they write the books and they tell so many repeatedly so that we don't do those things which is not exactly instructed by Sri Prabhupada. So then everything can be pure, and then we can go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the essence. Yadi asadvi pati puna sishnodar pratyodhyamai astito ramate jantu Tomo Vesati Purvat. As previously we have entered into many species of life, then we again will enter. Same problem will be there. So that's why watch out. Please be careful. Lord Kapila is instructing. Yadi if asad be with the unrighteous, sat and asat, satam prasanga, that's why devotee is also adjective is used. Not just devotee. Sat sanga. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the most topmost instruction this only. So asatsanga tyagi yehi Vaishnava achar. What is Vaishnava? His achar is no intimate association with any asatsanga. That means who is not devotee, who is not favorable to the Krishna consciousness, we pay our distance. Say Hare Krishna, chant and be happy, and move on. We move on. So that is the process. Otherwise, then difficulty will be there. Like Kala Krishna Das. We could be with the Lord, we could be with the Guru, fall down also will happen because minute independence is there. So if we don't follow, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected, but devotees are merciful, then Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda, Mukunda, Damodar, they have accepted him and sent him to Sachi Mata's service. So that's why these things has to be understood. So Bhagavad Gita, you'll see that almost every chapter, chapter 3 onwards, 3, 4, 5, 6, every chapter you'll see these verses. Satasanga chadili asat vilas te lagila karna karma bandha fans. As soon as you give up the devotees association, those who are inclined and aligned with Prabhupada, what Prabhupada taught, they are following it. If you give up that association and you take up any other association, it is going to cause great contamination. In the heart, all the dirtiness will be stay there only. It will accumulate. It will not be removed. And that means then we'll be plunged into this attraction business. We'll go on with various things. Not only just this one what is mentioned, but all other things comes with it. So that's why we have to engage in the sat activities. That means especially with the devotees. Mahat Krupa Kono Karma Bhakti Nai. So that has been mentioned. Association of devotees is the key. So with unrighteous, pati on the path, puna again, sishna for the genitals, udara for the stomach, kruta done, udyamai whose endeavors, astita associating, ramate enjoys, jantu the living entity, tama darkness, vishwati enters, purvavat as before. Translation by the divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Sometimes if you can't control, this enjoyment, that's a prasadam also has to be controlled. No problem, you can eat as much as you want, but as long as we are able to do service, we are able to chant, we are able to follow devotion service, you can eat as much as till neck, no problem. But if it is not going to, it is going to drag us down, we are going to sleep more than required, then it's a problem. Sometimes we should not even go towards the where prasadam is there, because as soon as we see it, then we can control it. Sometimes we have to make it keep a distance also. What to do because our nature is like that. So that's why these things has to be understood. So yeah, so according to our nature, according to our swabhava characteristics, sometimes we have to do that. So we have to understand these things. So not necessarily that so no, is completely against. Looks like he is in a different specimen. So he's not even looking at Mataji and speaking. So these things also sometimes people think, but we have to understand the consequences because depending on swabhava, people has to realize what is happening in some of the cases. And we have to so be okay with that. It's a translation by Prabhupada. If therefore the living entity again associated with the path of unrighteousness, influenced by sensually minded people engaged in the pursuit of sexual enjoyment and the gratification of the palate, he again goes to hell as before. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is exhibited as taught these principles in his own life. So he was very strict in these principles, association with women, directly talking with women, all these things, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very strictly followed it. So Govinda was protecting those aspects. So when he was running, as soon as he heard the song of one Mataji singing, so that's in general, that is when sannyasi is there, Mataji is not supposed to sing. These principles one has to know because this is set for a proper thing because this is coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you follow the principles, it is good for everybody. So for pure devotees, it doesn't matter for them. So They can talk, there's no problem. For conditioned soul, if they imitate, then problem will be there. Consequences will be there. So that's why we have to realize these things and pay distant. So that especially when sannyas is there, Mataji should cover properly, dress properly. Vaishnava etiquette is very required. These things has to be observed. Not everything can be taught again and again, day after day. Most of these things, Vaishnavism means most of the times we have to observe it. Ideal practitioner, ideal disciple means we have to observe it and learn it. How to put the garland. For Prabhupada, for others, how the garland should be. Thread should not be visible. All these things. Dressing Prabhupada means Brahmin thread not supposed to be visible. So all these things is a person. Everything has to be known. We don't put it like that. You put the thread is visible. You go to the office like that. No, you will not go it. So these things has to be. Everything has to be understood. If you don't know it, we have to learn it. We have to observe. When those who are practiced enough, you observe it, you learn it. Then naturally, if you follow, that's why Vaidhi Bhakti means rules and regulations. If you follow it, you learn it. You keep observing, keep correcting it. We all make mistakes. No problem with that. But we cannot keep on doing the same thing. Lord will not like it. Prabhupada will not like it. We have to correct it. So that's why we are here in the Associate Sangha, so that we learn from each other. We learn from Prabhupada especially, and then we learn from each other and advance devotees. That is the process Prabhupada is given. If therefore the living entity again associated with the path of unrighteousness, yei sansparsaja bhoga, that's what has been talked about. And yes, constantly you are meditating and thinking, what can I enjoy today? What I'm going to eat? What kind of prasad I'm going to get? Or where I'm going to go today? So what kind of event I'm going to get? How I'm going to enjoy? When is my next vacation? So this is the contemplation. No problem, you can do it. But we will be here in this material world. That is the problem. That we have to realize. If you go there, but if you are Krishna conscious, no problem. You can go anywhere in the world, no problem. But if you are not conscious of Krishna and something else we are conscious of, then that brings us again and again to this material world. E sansparsaja bhoga dukkha yonava evate. Adi antavanta, beginning to end, this misery will be there. So only flickering happiness will be there. That's all in all. We think that no, I am enjoying. No, no, I don't want to come to temple. I don't want to chant. I don't want to hear. I don't want to taste prasadam. So leave me alone. So all these things, people will say it. What can be done? You can only try. You can only suggest. You can only give them prasadam. You can try, but it's up to them. We can't force on anybody. Neither we can force on our family member, nor we can force on other person. It doesn't work that way. It will be more revolted. Especially within the family member, if you try to preach, it doesn't work most of them. So that we have to avoid. So that let others do that. Guru and others are there for that purpose. So that works much better most of the times. So if therefore the living entity again associated with the path of unrighteousness, influenced by sensually minded people, so that's why we have to pay distance, especially. For pure devotees, they can instruct Mayavadis also, they can instruct atheists also, no problem. If we do that, then we will think, am I following correct, or looks like what they are saying is right. We will also plunge it into that. So that's why Mayavad Sunlera Vasha Sarvanash Hoy. Chaitra Mahaprabhu has given 2-3 instructions, very, very prominent, important instructions that we have to keep it in our heart and try to practice it. It is good for us. Why he has made that those statements explicitly, and Prabhupada repeats those things so that we follow it. And that is one of the offense also, instructing unfaithful people, instructing atheists. Because they are, once you know it, before you know it, then it's okay first time. But once you know it, we are not supposed to instruct. Because unnecessarily then they will be criticizing and whatnot. Then offense will also come to us. Because knowingly we are doing the same mistakes. That means we are thinking that I am the pure devotee, I am Prabhupada. Prabhupada's position is different, our position is different. Our spiritual master position and our position is different. We can imitate and do the same thing. He can do it, they can do it, they will not be affected by it. But if we do that, we will be affected by it, sometimes immediately, not even next day. So that we have to realize and act accordingly. Sincerely minded people engaged in the pursuit of sexual enjoyment and the gratification of the palate, he again goes to hell as before. That's it. यही ब्रह्मांडे ब्रह्मते कौन भाग्यवान Guru Krishna कृपा पाए भक्ति लता बीज. We are running in this Brahmanda in 14 planetary systems and so many different, sometimes in the hell also. But we can't realize, we don't even remember what we have done the day before yesterday or yesterday. So what to speak of, we have entered into the hell and when and which which species of life which we entered, so we can't even remember. So that's why the Lord Kapila is instructing that this you have gone through before, but don't enter it again. So that's why none of this kind of atonement is not going to work. When Parikshit Maharaj has been told by Sukadeva Goswami, he has told 26 types of hell. This is hell is there. Hell is planet is there. Whether you like it or not, like people will not believe there is no hell. So everything is for heaven only. That's not the case. Then one has to know. Then when you go to the hell, then what kind of body is being given, what kind of punishment will be given. So that's this atonement of Sankhya Yoga, Gnana Yoga, austerity, charity, all these things will not work, especially if it is not done for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So it has to be done. Everything must be done to please the Lord. So that is the seed of the enjoyment spirit has to be burned in the heart. That can only be done kechit kevalaya bhaktya. Kevala bhakti. That means one point attention. Your attention should be okay. You are attached to Lord Jagannath, okay, fine. But one point attention. Lord Krishna, fine. Syamasundar Krishna only, okay, fine. But one point attention has to be there. Constant remembering that lotus feet, that form of the Lord, their pastimes of the Lord, it's constantly attached to it so deeply, and then under the guidance of the Acharya, the process has to be followed. Then, if that one point attention is not there, then it becomes so difficult because our mind is so fickle. So, if you don't concentrate on the principles given, the process given, the form given, so then it will become very difficult. So we'll be dragged into so many different ways. So that's why these things cannot be controlled. Otherwise, it is allowed. Bhagavad Gita Krishna is telling that dharma viruddho kamosmi. No problem. You can use Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Most of the devotees are grihastha devotees only. He has given the names also to them. Sivananda Sen, he has sons. One of them became Kavi Karnapur. He has written so many books. So many. He has a great expert devotee because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed him. Shivananda Sen and his son Nityananda Prabhu's great close associate. So he never rejected them. Rather, he has intimate association, instructing them very nicely. All the grihasthas, most of the grihasthas. Prabhupada also has most of the work. Who has done it? London, who has established them? Most of them are grihasthas only. Three grihasthas went and established this temple. So most of the work is done by grihasthas. So there is no one is rejecting. Shastra is not rejecting. Neither acharyas. No one is saying that grihastha ashram is not good. No, only the regulation is there, license is there, but one has to regulate it, one has to control it. Naturally, you have to use your detachment to follow these principles. That's all Shastra is telling. Not saying anybody, no one is condemned. Neither woman is condemned, nor male is condemned, nor child is condemned. Everybody is given, depending on the propensity of the characteristic of that particular position, that particular age, one has to control these urges by natural methods, not artificial methods. Otherwise, it will become like Vishwamitra. That is another point one has to know. You stop a pure devotee, you stop a devotee from doing something, then immediately you will be engaged in fruitive activity because you are stopping. Like Garuda has been stopped by a sovereign Muni, then immediately got fruitive activity. Ramachandra Puri has been stopped. He is criticizing his pure devotee, his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. Then immediately fruitive activity has germinated in his heart. He went on criticizing everybody, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because it goes start from there, it will go to the Lord also. So that's why this has to be also known. We have to know it. We should not obstruct somebody who is engaging in his devotion. We should not obstruct the person from engaging in devotion. If we do, then our heart will be filled with unwanted activities. We will be attracted to those things. Our bhakti, whatever little bit is, that also will be devoid of that. We will not have no more taste to it. Because we are, especially to the degree, if you do it to the pure devotee, to that degree, the consciousness will be affected right away. So this is Shastra, and these examples are given so that we understand. Both are there. One is our own attraction, other one is obstructing a pure devotee from this process of devotion service. That time also this effect will be there. We will be attracted and plunged and engaged in these sinful activities also. So that one has to be clear about it so that we don't commit those mistakes. If they, so the purport by Sri Prabhupada, it is explained that the conditioned soul is put into the Tamishra hellish condition. The 26 types of these are some of them. And after suffering there, he gets a hellish body like the dogs or the hogs. Yes, because that is what that kind of activity. What kind of activity? Karanam guna sangasa. Sad asat janma yunus, as asat be has been mentioned. If you engage in asat activity, then you will get karanam guna sang, because you have associated tamo gun. Then where you will go? What is the verse? Bhagavad Krishna Prabhupada is saying, Urdham gacchanta sattvas. If you associate with goodness, then you will go higher planets and higher species of life, human being, human form. Madhya Gachin, if you associate with passionate mode, they will be in the middle planet, a human birth. But if you associate with Tamogun, Jaganna Guna Ado Gachin Tamasa, then what if the food is in the Tamogun, if your actions, the way you wear clothes in Tamogun, all these things one has to consider. That's why Krishna has to spend his time, last 6 chapters, Baba, you have to detach. Your attachment to the Lord is there, but then where is your detachment inside your heart? You're still attracted to so many things. What people are wearing, what car they are running. I don't have that car. What cell phone they have, what I don't have. Constantly we are attracted. What? Are Baba, you think about what is there in your heart first. Then you think about all others, what they have, what they don't have. Then you will not be attracted. So that's why the detachment, last 6 chapters, Bhagavad is stressing so much. What kind of charity you are doing? Is it in mode of goodness? Is it in passion ignorance? What kind of determination you have? What kind of happiness? We have to check against these things regularly. If we read it, then we reflect on it. Okay, I have these qualities. How can I get out of it? What process I can follow? What I am supposed to stop? So all these things has to be understood. That's why it's given. Stress is given so much last 6 chapters, so that internally we become detached from all these unwanted things. So that then we can become pure and pure day by day. So that's why then we will not enter into this tamishra business. Jaganna guna ado gachanti tamasa. So that's what tamishra has been given. So naturally, before entering into, because that's how the yapana body is given. Right now we are in karma body. Madhvacharya explains, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is giving comment, and Prabhupada gives commentary in one of the words, I forget, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think. There it is given. Currently, where we are in this planet, earthly planet, we are being given one kind of body, Sthola Sarir, Sukshma Sarir, gross body, subtle body. And when you give up this body, before you enter, one is entering into the hellish planet, then he's been given no more gross body, then it will be given yapana body, the body in which that any punishment is given, it doesn't die. It doesn't die. It will suffer like anything, but it will not die. It will not fall down. That is the kind of body. If he has done activities in such a way that he's going to get big body, then he'll put through that kind of activities. He'll be eating stool and everything. So naturally, he'll be given that position at the end of his punishment. Then, oh yeah, so I'm already used to it. Then he will be entering into that activity naturally. So that's what it is done. In the Garuda Puran, this is explained. In Bhagavatam, some of the portions are explained. Sometimes it is mentioned more than 26 types of Bhagavatam. Some aspects, how much can you explain? And so that has to be understood. After several such births, he again comes into the form of human being. How the human being is born is also described in Kapil Dev. The human being develops in the mother's abdomen and suffers there and comes out again. After all these sufferings, if he gets another chance, so let's say that verse is famous. Labdha sudurlamavedam bahu sambhavanti. After many lifetimes we have received human birth, then we have to utilize it. We have done many vacations, we have done many pizza balls, so many things. We have keep on eating many lifetimes. This lifetime, as much as possible, we can eat, but not more, not less. As much as body is needed. So for some people, little bit they eat, then you can maintain. Many brahmacharis they eat only little bit. If you try to give a little more, no, I can take it. Only just this little dal and little sabji, they are happy with it. That's all they will eat. They can't eat more than that. 2 times a day maximum. If you imitate them, then we'll have problem. Our body doesn't work that way. So we have to see what works, how much can we eat. Accordingly, we have to realize it and eat that much only. Not more, not less. Then we'll be fine. We can't imitate other person because others are eating less. Then I will also start doing that from tomorrow. Then it will create a stomach ache and whatnot. Then we can't sleep in the night. Then we can't wake up in the morning. So that's why we need a association of devotees. We need a guidance of advanced devotee. We can't imitate. Shastra says something because we have adhikar. Shastra adhikar and our adhikar is different. You enter into the holy place, their adhikar is different, our adhikar is different. You cannot imitate their activities. So all that's why you need a lens, Shastra's lens and devotee's lens. Then we understand what Prabhupada meant. Why Prabhupada has given certain instruction to certain person. Same questions as different instructions given because we have to see what the context is, what the consciousness of the person is, what background is coming from. Pure devotee will know. We will not be able to know. You will know what adhikar the other person has. Accordingly, Prabhupada instructed. So these things has to be considered whenever we read Prabhupada books. So that's why in the association of devotees, if we keep on reading, learning, then naturally we can understand everything in a right perspective. Otherwise, we can get into a wrong mood altogether on the name of bhakti. After all these sufferings, if he gets another chance in human body and wastes his valuable time in the association of persons who are concerned with sexual life and palatable dishes, then naturally again glides down into the same Andha Tamishra and Tamishra hells. Generally, people are concerned with satisfaction of the tongue and satisfaction of the genitals. That is material life. Material life means eat, drink, be merry, and enjoy. This is Charvak theory. Beg, borrow, steal, and eat ghee. With no concern for understanding one's spiritual identity and the process of spiritual advancement. Such materialistic people are concerned with the tongue, belly, genitals. If anyone wants to advance in spiritual life, you must be very careful about associating such people. Okay, Baba, okay, you have got married, okay, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It cannot go on because it brings so much suffering at the time of when we become old. That suffering is there so much in the mind, the impression will cause great suffering. You can't sit at one place, mind will be so chinchal, you can't do anything. And on top of it, mentally, so much suffering will be there. You will be suffering and then you will cause suffering to others also. So that's it's better that we have to stop, we have to reduce it, we have to bring it to zero. After some time, you cannot go on. Either it's eating habit, sleeping habit, recreation habit, this enjoyment habit, it has to be stopped at some time. Okay, 10, 15, 20 years, that's it, enough. That's enough. Our time is getting short. When we don't know when we are going to leave this body, it is better to be better prepared for that. That means we have to start acting and reducing, minimizing those things which is not actually required. So that's why this is the beginning. Every, Bhagavad Gita beginning itself is being told, Srimad Bhagavad beginning itself, Canto 1, you look at it, it's clearly laid out. Canto 2, Parikshitam Sukadeva, it's clearly laid out. Every beginning of the interaction between Navagogendra, King Nimi, all these things are laid out clearly. What is not supposed to be done also has been told. Because they themselves are asking, sometimes even them not asking, they are told, they are being told. So that this instruction is laid out for everybody, not only those who are hearing, asking questions, but it is for everybody, generations to come. This knowledge we should be aware of. That is the principle. Anyway, time is up. We'll stop here. But the essence is, that is the essence. What has been told till now. The asat we have to come from asat to sat, path of truth, absolute truth. Personal form of the Lord, worshipping and following that principle. Then we'll enter into the transcendence, enter into the spiritual world. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Sri Radha Madhava Bhakta ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Jai Nrsimha, Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam. Ugravedam Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatam Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Nityam Nityam Namiham. Nrsimha Bhagwana ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. That's all for our humble obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatatvascha kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavane bhaya Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Govinda ki jai.
Hare Bol. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.